Hello and welcome back to another episode of With Love Mama, the podcast. I am very excited to get into this topic today because I just believe that if you're wanting to feel 100% calm before birth, you might be waiting forever. But I want to talk about how to actually feel calm about birth. Contradictory, I know, but you'll understand by the end of the episode. Before we get into it though, I would love to ask you, if you haven't already subscribed to the podcast, to please do so on whatever platform you're listening. And let's get into this topic around calm birth, because most women don't feel completely calm before birth, or like you can feel calm before birth, definitely. It's not taking away from that, because I actually did feel quite calm, but you can still have moments of like, oh my goodness. And those moments of, oh my goodness, are usually fear. And fear doesn't mean that you're unprepared. It just means that you care. It's like anything. When you're feeling nervous, it's because you want to do really well at something, right? And that's the same as birth. Like, it's just the fear is that you care. And the goal isn't no fear, because that's just not it. Like, we're not shaming that there's fear. And some women might feel lots and lots of fear around it. Some might just feel a little teeny weeny bit. That's perfect, but it's not, the goal isn't no fear. It is just to be able to have the capacity to move through intensity. It's like almost, because it's like it's a super intense whirlwind of events that come with birth, and it's also really unknown what's going to happen, and I think that is where a lot of fear can come from. So it's not about having none of that fear. Like I said, fear is perfect, fear is fine, but it's just not about living, breathing the fear. I think a lot of fear as well around birth and like not feeling calm can be because, look at movies that we watch. Like, we've been so conditioned to see birth as a dangerous thing. It's been so medicalized. It's been viewed as something that goes wrong, that is super painful, that's terrible. And another thing is, traumatic birth stories are often louder than empowering ones. Hence why I've been bringing birth stories onto the podcast, because there's room for all birth stories, but just, like the just you wait conversations. Oh my God, gives me the ick so hard. Like, just you wait until you go into labor. Oh my God. I remember all of those conversations when I was in my first pregnancy, and it would be like, oh, my pregnancy's going really well. Oh, just you wait till you feel your contractions. Just you wait. Just all of those things. And it was like, I never fed into them. I never believed in them. I was always like, that's your truth, not mine. But also, that was how I was managing it. Some women, that can freak you out, especially if you're already freaking out and you're not feeling calm. Those just you wait conversations, actually, I don't know. And I also don't know why women feel the need to share their traumatic birthing experiences with a pregnant woman who is who is yet to go through the event of labor and birth, because like it's just planting terrible seeds, especially if that woman is already scared, like I said. But anyway, I digress. I'm just getting lost in, I just can't believe, I don't even know why that's a whole thing, the whole just you wait. But anyway, another reason why you might be feeling freaked out or not calm about birth is because you've actually had a lack of exposure to physiological birth. I know for me, I watched so many birth videos, and at the start it was like, oh my goodness, our body can open like that. And it would even just be like a little bit like, oh my goodness. Oh, like, when you're watching something and you kind of want to look away, but you want to keep watching. And then after I kind of desensitized myself, and I was like, no, like, this is what our body does. Why is that so far from normal to know that? And like, I know it's a very sacred act, giving birth to your child, but we're just not exposed to it enough. We're exposed to all the trauma and how it goes bad, and the woman screaming on the movies, and the water's breaking, and then the emergency surgery, and like all of these things, right? And all of these stories, and it can go that way and still be the woman's dream birth and perfect and fine. But the lack of exposure to physiological birth, I think, is huge, because we're like we're so sensitive to it. We haven't been desensitized. Wait, does that even make sense? I think you know what I'm trying to say. You're picking up what I'm putting down. Another piece of the fear is, like I was saying before, it's like we want to have that control, and there's so much unknown. There's so much unknown. We follow every day in our like control-based mind, like I'm controlling this, controlling that. Even I said in last week's episode how when Jai was cleaning the bottles and I'm like, no, you're doing it wrong. It's like, oh, I could have just surrendered to that he was doing it differently. So it's really like learning to go from like that control-based, control-driven mindset to a more surrender-driven mindset and experience. And lastly, I feel like a big point that I have around why you don't feel calm is because your nervous system is dysregulated. Now, I do have an episode, if you scroll back through, about your nervous system, I think. Is that like a conversation I've had with a client? If I don't, I'll record one. But your nervous system being dysregulated and like living in that fight or flight, huge, because you're constantly in survival mode. Your nervous system is reading the room constantly, like you're getting chased by a tiger. So it's not going to feel like a safe or calm experience thinking about birth, because you're thinking, well, I'm going to be really vulnerable. Like, how is this going to work? And this can all be on a subconscious level too. But I don't want to come here and say, just relax about it. Because if I tell you just relax, it's actually just so dismissive. It's extremely unhelpful because if you're like I was just saying, you're feeling like you're getting chased by a tiger and your nervous system is actually that dysregulated, your mindset can't get you out of that. That's actually like your body. And calm is a byproduct of safety, not force. So we can't force you to not feel like you're getting chased by a tiger. So just remember, like if someone's like, oh, just relax, it can be really hard. It's a practice. We need to bring in practices that are going to support your nervous system and support your body to go from that one end of the spectrum of fight or flight to feeling grounded and calm and in that rest and digest and feeling really safe. And safety can even feel scary for some. Calm can feel scary, especially if you're extremely wound up and your nervous system is extremely dysregulated. That can feel more comfortable for you. But it's not the end of the world if that is your, like, where you feel you sit. I've been there. The thought of meditation, and when I used to try and meditate, and I'm talking years and years ago, that actually put me into anxiety attacks. And to some people that might be like, what the hell? But if you are so used to being wound up and you are so used to the feeling of being stressed, dysregulated, on edge, if that feels not so normal to you that it's actually your comfort, it can feel really like crazy going the opposite end. So that's why it's always tailored to like you and like your own experience. And this podcast episode is just my general like take on the topic. But personalized like support, like with someone like me, a doula, can be really great because we can actually have an actual look at what's going on for you. But what actually can create calm for you to start feeling more calm about birth, aside from that stuff? Safety in your body. And this is different to reading all the books and knowing all the things. It's actually safety in your body. So kind of like what we were just touching on a little bit, but actually feeling safe with your, breath, feeling safe in like different positions for birth and labor, feeling safe in different sounds, like exploring different sounds you might make in labor and birth, or that feel like a release. Like it might even just be like a big sigh, like practicing sighing, actually letting your body like let go. That can be huge. That can be huge. Trusting in your support team. Do you have a support team? Like, who's going to be in the room? Who do you want in the room? Who is there? Is it your partner, a support person, your mum, a doula, your midwife? And just having a think about that. Like, who do you want in that space and around you? And like, we want just to start initiating that calm towards birth. Because if we can try, and it's not about controlling, but have a plan or a bit of a map about what we can control in an uncontrollable situation, it can bring a lot of safety as well. And another thing that can really create calm is actually understanding the process of birth. And I should do a podcast episode on that. It's a great topic and I will do one. But the process of labor, and birth and what to expect in your body and what it can actually feel like, because it does feel different for everyone. For me, my labor with Kodak, it was a very fast labor, 3 hours all in total from beginning to end. But my contractions, and have got a birth story episode up in one of my first episodes, my unmedicated birth journey. Pretty sure that's what it's called. My contractions felt like I'd ate 10-day-old Chinese that had been sitting on the bench, and I thought I'd give it a whirl, and then I got really bad cramps. Like, that's actually how it felt. And it's like, it's such a funny way of explaining it. I don't know. But like, that's how it felt for me. But then some women, it's different. It can be felt in different parts of the body, in different intensities. All are well and perfect. But I think having that understanding of what it can be around that whole spectrum is super empowering, because you understand, and that in itself is bringing more safety into your body. Nervous system work, we're going to go back to the nervous system a little bit. Nervous system work is really great. Like I said, if you are just like, I don't even know what would work for me, book in a session. I can do virtual, I can do in your home on the Sunshine Coast, I can do in my studio on the Sunshine Coast. We can work together. I also do have an online course coming soon, so keep your eyes peeled. That'll be really great if you would prefer to just like go through it at your own pace. And I'm going to be having a lot of focus around the nervous system in there. Sorry, I get so puffed just sitting here talking. But instead, like, I think like it's something really great. I'm just going to give you 3 points. Something really great. One is breath work. So when you find yourself overthinking, bringing your mind back to the breath. And this is just intentional deep breathing. And it's not doing anything super forceful. We don't want to force, remember, we want to like surrender and be in that like nice state. It's just like really connecting with the breath, really feeling that inhale in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. It might be 3 rounds of breath and you're feeling better. Another really great thing, and this is funny because, I mean, you've probably seen reels and stuff come up on like your algorithm of holding ice, and like the longer you can hold it, the like more that you can deal with labor, whatever. I don't completely like agree with that sense of like nervous system work in pregnancy, and I don't disagree with it either. I think it's very much what a woman needs and what works for a woman. But I'm not going to be like bringing in that side to nervous system regulation, just as a as a side note, because I think like that can be like a huge one that people know about. Number 2 would be bringing in like movement. So I don't know if, yeah, anyway, I'm just going to touch on it. So like the womb, the sacral, that chakra, that energy center on a woman, we hold a lot of fear, pain, trauma here. Pain as in emotional pain, right? And I mean, if you are someone who struggles with painful periods and stuff, going back to my previous days of helping women with their cycle, that can also be because of like things that are held there, right? It's just presenting in that like physical way from that emotional block. But anyway, a really great way to start shifting the like that, and this is nervous system work, is actually bringing in movement. So this could be some dancing, just like really intentional with like moving your hips. This could be simply just like shaking your body out, shake for like 2 to 5 minutes, and just doing this like every day, every second day, just to really like support your body to start to like really shift out of that state and really bring your nervous system calm. Another way can be like yoga. Yoga is great. It's great for your nervous system and great for supporting to shift that energy. So that is one. And then number 3, I think this is number 3. I know I said breath work for number 1, but number 3 is going to just be like slow exhale breathing to down regulate, especially if you're in that fight or flight, that heightened state. Just really slow exhale. Again, like the sigh, how I said, like really practicing that, just sighing, slowing down that exhale, really allowing it to be like the count of 6, and your inhale can be 3, like just a few breaths. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. They're really great ways to support your nervous system, just as a general like rule of thumb, I guess. Another, like, we can prepare our nervous system for birth, and this can help us to feel calm. We can also prepare our body. So when we're preparing our body, we're having some awareness around our pelvic floor, seeing a pelvic floor health professional. I had Dr. Chelsea Mill on, an osteopath, not long ago. I've also told you, like, I was seeing a pelvic floor physio helped me. So just having that awareness. Moving your body like you would in labor is a great thing. It's just really about practice. Like, it's really about practice. Like, this going to actually allow you to feel a lot calmer when you practice some positions that you can get into. Practice making those noises, practice breathing with your pelvic floor, seeing what you like. Some positions when you're not in labor, you might be like, I freaking hate this. And then it can just be like, yep, perfect. Like, you probably won't like it. You know what I mean? So just that practice makes perfect kind of thing. Yeah. I think as well, you don't have to believe in yourself yet. Like, this can be like a practice journey, like just talking about the practice. But I think having proximity to like regulated women can change everything. So, like, if your midwife is super empowering, borrowing that encouragement from her and like the empowering, like the way she feels, or if you're a doula or just like other listening to like some of the birth stories that I have on my podcast and like borrowing that. Oh, Kodak's waking up. But yeah, like borrowing that belief so that you don't have to like continue being stuck in like the fear. I feel like I've covered like a lot though in this. This has been like a really good, like quick little episode. I would say stop doom scrolling traumatic stuff. Stop taking on other people's limitations when they're saying just you wait. Stop trying to control everything. Let's just bring in control where we can control. Like, who do we want there? Like, where do we want to labor? What supportive tools do we want? Can we practice all the things? And I also just want to remind you, like, calm isn't perfect. It can be like feeling the waves and then just like staying grounded. And also, you don't need to be calm to have an incredible birth. Like, that's also, I guess, a myth, is like you don't need to be calm to have an incredible birth, but you do need to feel supported, definitely informed and connected to your body. And you can start the preparation now, and it's going to shift so much for you. I really hope that this episode has supported you. I have to go because my toddler is waking up. I can hear him saying my name every so often, so he's taking his time to wake up just like his dad does. If you loved this episode or you think you have a friend who would really get a lot out of this episode, definitely send it to them. It helps this podcast to grow. Don't forget to like. You can't like it. You cannot like it, I don't think. Rate this show. Rate this. Oh my gosh, guys, the baby brain. It's because I need to go get Kodak. Like, he's not crying, but I'm like, I know he wants me. Don't forget to follow my podcast wherever you're listening. Rate the show, share it with a friend. I love you. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll be back in your ears on Friday.